We talk about the book which inspired me the most and how it changed a lot of things for me. And the book which I'm talking about, First Break All the Rules by Gallup. It is based on Science of Strength, invented by Don Clifton, also known as father of strength psychology. This book actually answered a very fundamental question in my life. And that question is, what should I do to discover my full potential? And it gave answers in very simple way, and it says, in order to find out your true potential, you must discover your strength and maximize it. But again, it leaves with few more questions. That how do I find out what are my strengths? Is integrity, honesty, hard work, whatever we write in CVs, is this the real strength or there is more to it? Since Don Clifton has already done this job and he was able to find out, create an assessment, and since strength science is also a psychological concept, so I thought of taking help of someone who is certified to deal with it. And trust me, it was really worth investment. After doing the assessment, what I found that my strengths are achiever, analytical, relator, connectedness and individualization. So here I was with complete clarity about who am I. And when I started navigating my life, past and present both, from the lenses of strengths, I realized that breaking rules always works for me. But I never knew that I could apply it so simply in my life and move on with it. So it kind of gave me a start point. I'm taking you on my journey of breaking rules. I grew up in a very small and beautiful place called Pithoragarh in Uttarakhand. And the life was very simple when I was growing there. All young kids, they would come back home by 5 p.m. so that they could go to sleep by 8 p.m. Next day, they can get up at 5 a.m. early in the morning and then again, follow the same routine. I was kind of, uncomfortable with that. And in my mind, I was thinking of breaking a rule. Actually, I wanted to see how my town looks when it is dark and when no one is outside. But I needed a very convincing reason to tell this to my parents, that I want to break a rule. During that time, I met a person called Ehsan Baksh. He later on studied in National School of Drama. He gave me a very convincing reason. At that time, he was setting up a theatre group and he wanted young boys. And it was very clear from day one that the rehearsal will start at 5:30 p.m. and that will go up to 10 p.m. So here I was all set to break my rule. And I did a lot of productions under Ehsan and I learned a lot of things about theatre and discovered a lot of new dimensions about myself. So my first learning, when you start breaking rules, you discover a lot of new dimensions about yourself. The second time I remember I broke a rule, that was after my plus 2 examination. Since Pithoragarh is a very small town and remotely located, students who wanted to pursue medical or engineering education, they were the ones who were allowed to go out and study by their parents. But trust me, I was absolutely tired because from 9th to 12th, I studied quite a lot and the pressure of board exam was too much at that point of a time. So I wanted to break rule at that time also. And I wanted to go out, explore, stay in cities, meet my friends, seniors, understand which city will suit a person like me. So I needed courage at that point of a time to tell this to my parents. And I think the training which I received during theatre days really helped and my parents agreed. And I broke the rule. And the decision which I took, I was really, really happy about it. And I really, really feel proud that, I took that decision of stepping out by telling my parents that I don't want to do medical or engineering, but I want to go out from Pithoragarh. It's a new trend which I started in my small little town. So that was my second incidence of breaking rule. When I reached the college, I got a chance to direct a play called Ghasiram Kotwal. Ghasiram Kotwal is a play written by Sri Vijay Tendulkar and it was written in Hindi and there were some slangs in it. And the actors who were available to do this play did not know anything about acting. Yeah, the only thing they could do very fluently was speaking slangs in Hindi. So what I did, I thought of leveraging it because that was the limitation at that point of time given to me that okay, these are the boys who will be there, but you have to do this play called Ghasiram Kotwal, very technical and tough play to read, to do and direct. So what I did, I thought of leveraging their strengths, and while improvising the play, I would set up the stage and tell them that okay, go and just speak what you are fluent at, and that's how I set the entire play. The only thing which was pending towards the end was just replacing the lines that they were speaking with the dialogues of the play. And it was really well appreciated by people, and the actors who acted, they got a lot of compliments based on their performance. So breaking rule worked here too. So breaking rules were working for me. Now when I'm talking to and I'm sharing all these instances, they look so obvious and natural that breaking rule was working for me. But trust me, I never knew this till the time I discovered who am I from the lenses of strength and how my life has a very important element called breaking rules. So, and I moved on and I continued, navigating my life and thinking about breaking rules. Corporate life and freedom, empowerment have fun. A lot of people do a lot of work around these three things, but my experience says that it still exists at a very superficial level. A lot of people I meet and I coach, what they want from me most of the time is self-assurance or reassurance that what they have been doing in their life or what they have done in their life is absolutely correct and they should keep on doing it and maximizing it. Unfortunately, the business of coaching also works around areas of improvement. Yeah, so the fun, empowerment and freedom, they still remain superficial and no one tells them what they've been doing right and how can they maximize it. I worked as a full-time employee for almost 15-16 years and what I observed and saw around me that people around me are very much possessive about the designation, position or so-called level they have in the organization. There is nothing wrong in it. Everyone has different drives, goals and passion, so it's perfectly fine. So in my last job, I was also head of a function, a department, so you can say that I was also at a level. But what happens when you're surrounded by designation, level and the position so-called, you get a lot of work. I mean, a lot of people come to you and they say, okay, I want to collaborate with you, invite you for a talk, maybe, give you an award and want to brainstorm with you. But the harsh truth is, it is the position that you hold or the level or the company that you work at, it is getting the recognition, not you. So coming back to, I have an example to share with you here. When I left my job, at that point of time, I got a call from someone, a very famous company which also gives award. And it says that, hey, I want to recognize you for the kind of work which you have done. And we want to also invite you for a talk and, we want to give you an award. I said, thank you so much. That's a wonderful thought. But the LinkedIn profile, which is not updated, the company which is reflecting in my LinkedIn profile, I don't work anymore. Would you still like to consider me for the award? Let me get back to you, sir, came in the reply. And I'm still waiting for the call. So coming back to breaking rules. So when I was thinking of leaving my job, in my mind, I wanted to test the hypothesis that what is my worth without this level, position or designation that I hold in the company. And if there is a worth, people would like to work with me, collaborate with me, give me opportunities to come and talk to them and collaborate with them. So this was my quest of quest of rules. But this time I was very confident because the science of strength was with me and I knew what I am doing is something which I naturally do and I'm really good at. And I tested this hypothesis successfully. Yeah, so this was the office that I set up when I quit my job. Yeah, just the idea was to liberate by by breaking rules. So in 2016, I started a campaign called Let's Travel for a Cause. So the quest of breaking rules always continued. So the idea was that how can we use travel as a medium to generate livelihood and bring small changes in the society. And after 4 years, as I'm talking to you, I'm so happy to share with you that right now, as I'm speaking to you, we have a community of 200 people and we have been able to do some significant amount of work in 2 districts of Uttarakhand, Pithoragarh and Champawat. And it has just happened by simply traveling of people to these places. So my appeal to all of you is don't just travel, let's travel for a cause. So in the end, I would like to conclude that we all get one life and we all must make an attempt to identify what works for us and try to maximize it. Thank you.